Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, December the 19th, and it is 1:08 p.m. and we're going to begin filming here for the Clearwater St. Pete Airport project, known as the Airport Landside and Parking Lot Improvements Project. And the project manager is Tug Winthrop with Pepper Contracting. We'll go ahead and we're going to do this filming in a couple of stages. We're going to start here with our remote lot, and then we'll kind of work our way closer to the airport. Thanks. And we're going to begin filming here in remote lot number 2. We are at the corner of 144th Avenue North and 46th Street South. You can see the sign there in the foreground. We're on the northwest corner of the parking lot, and we're going to go ahead and proceed filming the rest of the lot. So you can see here we have the first light tower. It is in good condition, as well as the fence. All of this does appear to be brand new. You have the parking stops that are all brand new, and then some gravel that's been put down. And we are walking here to the east, facing here to the northeast. And so we'll pause real quick just to give you an idea of the whole parking lot layout. Facing here due east, panning to the south, and you can see the far stops on that side, everything brand new. And then you're going to start to see the road, 46th Street North, there on the right hand side, and you're back panning to the west. And so we'll come back around here. So we're going back to the south, over here to the east, all those brand new parking stops, and we'll go ahead and proceed on our way here. So brand new fence, don't see anything wrong with that. Parking stops as well are all brand new. The gravel is nice and compacted. Again, we're facing to the east, traveling to the east. You can see the parking stops on each side. And the cars you can see passing beyond the fence are on Roosevelt. Alright, we're coming here to the end of this first section of parking stops. And so we'll stop here when we get to the far eastern side of the project. We're on the northeastern corner now. And you can see here we do have another light tower. The temporary light tower is in good condition. A couple cones, the new fencing structure there. Again, everything is in good shape. And so now we're beginning to face towards the south, and there's the GE building right there. And we'll go ahead and continue making another pass. And so we're going to turn here and we're going to continue to the west. So we're going to proceed towards the west here. Again, all the parking stops are in good condition. The lot itself is in good condition. Everything looks to be brand new. And we are continuing to the east towards 46th Street North. Alright, and we're back here towards the northeastern side of the project. And I am going to go ahead and take a look at the booth that's going to be placed here at the gate. And so you can see the gate there, the gate structure, brand new, in good condition. Here's the booth that they are going to put here on site. And so you can see, very good condition, looks to be practically brand new. And we'll go ahead and we'll show you the other side of this structure. This temporary structure here. Like I said, appears to be brand new. You can see the fence structure here as well. Everything's in good shape. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we'll continue to the south a little bit. So once you come into the gate, if you make an immediate right and then an immediate left, that's where we will be going. So here you can see the parking stops, all nice, neat, and in a row. And we'll make another pass down this side. And so we are walking towards the east. Again, here on the, I'd say, middle section of the lot, the last row on the north section. Alright, so we're coming here to the end of the parking stops on the far eastern side of the project. And so we'll take a minute and we'll show you the fence. The fence, like I said, does appear to be brand new. It's all in very good condition, which you can see here. And these are the parking stops as well on this far side. Everything does look to be in good shape. So all the parking stops brand new. Fence itself very new. And so now we're facing back to the south and we're going to be traveling back to the west. So you can see the fence there and those parking stops. Alright, so we're coming here to the end of the parking stops to where they turn towards the south. And so this is kind of kind of an L-shaped parking lot, so you can see where everything begins to turn. So now we're going to be walking north and south. So here you go, you can see we're facing to the south, all those brand new parking stops in a row. Panning here towards the west with the street there in the background. And we'll go ahead and we'll proceed filming this section of the lot. So it looks like there are 3 rows again of parking stops. And you can see everything is in good shape here. And we'll kind of walk down the middle and split them both. This side looks to be the same, all brand new parking stops. The fence is all brand new. I don't see any holes or rips in any of it. Gravel still looks pretty good. Alright, so you can see the fence there, a bit of a corner that comes in. And then some stops there along the back of the fence that we'll go ahead and we'll show you. And so you can see the parking stops, brand new, the fence there. Everything looks to be in good shape. All the way down, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start going back north. And so we are facing to the west. We'll go ahead and we'll turn back north. There's the parking stops, straight in a line, brand new, facing to the north here. And the same thing on this far side. Go ahead and we'll split the difference between the two. All right. So once again, asphalt, or the gravel, pardon me, is in good shape. A few tire tracks, but for the most part, nice, neat, and level. Parking stops are all brand new. No concrete missing, no cracks, no tire scuffs. We are walking towards the north. Coming to the end of these parking stops. This one does have a bit of a tire rub. That's the only one I've seen so far with that. And then we're back here, 46th Street North. You can see the pay station and the road, those tire stops there, and another light pole. And then the tire stops neat in a row here a little to our east. Go ahead and proceed here. Again, the fence is all in great shape. Take a look at the portable light tower here. Does look to be in good condition. And then again, we're going to split the difference here on these parking stops and continue to the southernmost part of the project, or of this lot. Fence is in great shape, parking stops as well are in great shape. Gravel has a few tire tracks, but that's about it. I'm going to pause. I do see one of the parking stops here is chipped. Nothing major, just a little pre-existing damage there. We'll continue on our way. And we're now in the southwesternmost corner of the lot. And so this is going to be that last portable light tower, which you can see there. Looks to be in good shape. And once again, the fence is in great shape as well. All of this appears to be fairly new construction. All right, so that's it here for remote lot 2. Everything's in great shape. We'll go ahead and we'll move on. It's now 1:50 p.m. here on Tuesday, December the 19th, and we're over at the employee parking lot. And we're going to go ahead and get this project, this part of the project filmed. We are on the most northeastern side of the project. Our backs are at Airport Parkway. You can see the terminal right there dead ahead. The road right there is Airport Parkway. And we're going to go ahead and proceed with filming the lot. And so we are walking here towards the northwest. And this is the most northern side of the lot. And so you can see there's the entry post. We'll do our best to work around the employees entering and leaving the lot. So here on the most northern side of the lot, you can see the handicap parking signs. And the trash can. There is a little bit of paint here on the sidewalk. And we'll go ahead and we'll walk this way. And you can see there is a little bit of asphalt above the concrete. And the concrete itself is in okay condition. It is highly weathered. There is a little bit of cracking here. Alright, so now we're at the far northwestern corner of the employee lot. So that's in the lot. Here is the handicap parking area that we just referenced. And then we're going to pan over. You can start to see the terminal there. So we're panning to the north. The terminal, the baggage claim signs, departure signs, and then you can see the roadway there. That's going to be north of the employee parking lot. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue. We're going to start going here to the south. And you can see the entry into the parking lot. The road's right beside the employee lot. All right, so here we are, and we're just going to kind of snake our way through the lot itself. As you can see, a lot of spray paint on the concrete, and this asphalt is worn. And then we're coming up to our first light fixture here on the northern side of the lot. And you can see here the curb itself is weathered, the paint is chipped. The light pole itself looks to be in good shape, as well as the base of the pole. And you can see the island there, overgrown, tire marks, a little bit of cracking and chipping, just highly weathered. And so we'll continue here to the east. And so there's the entrance that we filmed a few moments ago. And then we're going to go ahead and continue here, another curb. It looks to be in pretty good shape overall. And we'll just continue on our way here. I did want to mention there is a rain grate, a drainage grate there, and here's some spray paint next to it. 15 RCP minus 5.27 or 22. And there's that light post that we had just a moment ago. Go ahead and continue our way here. So we're walking again to the east, somewhat to the southeast through this parking lot. Doing our best to work around the cars. Another drainage grate here. And there's the roadway in the back, as well as signature flight support, ATP buildings. And you can see a few chips, a few cracks in the curb itself. And you can see those all the way around, as well as a lot of tire rubs. So there is another light pole that we'll go ahead and film for you here. Looks to be in good shape. You can see there. And then we'll go ahead and we'll continue our way around. No rhyme or reason to some of the parking here. And you can see the large divot there in the asphalt. And then we're walking back to the west here. All right, we're gonna pause right here. To our right is the first light post that we did shoot. Once again, good condition. You can see the curb there. It's in all right condition. Looks to be scraped. You can see the parking lot itself. And then over to our left, directly across from that light pole, is another curb, scraped and tire rub there. Here's our crosswalk. And then we're proceeding here on to the west. Pause real quick. One of the parking stops is already moved. It's bumped over closer to the curb. No big deal, but something to note. All right, so we're gonna pause here on the far west side of the parking lot. You can see the terminal in the background. You can see the curb over there is highly scraped. A lot of the paint is missing along the way. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make this curb. And so you can see here to our left, that median with the palm trees. Curb itself does have some cracking. The paint is peeling off a few places. You can see there. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue towards the southeast. So the asphalt itself definitely worn. Do our best here to work around the cars. The curbs behind the cars are highly weathered. The paint's faded. Another parking stop with a trash can. Trash can looks to be new. And we are walking towards the east. You can see the parking stop there. And we're back to that second light post that we did film here a few moments ago. Is in good shape. Get out of the road. And so we're here again back over on the far eastern side of the employee lot. And you can see the concrete there. Some weathering, chipping, fading. So we are back over here at the roadway. You can see signature flight support there in the background. This is another exit or maybe the only exit to the lot. So we're again facing south, and we're going to just continue weaving our way through the lot. Walking to the west, you can see the curb there. Some tire rub and some paint starting to chip off of there. No parking stops on this section. You can see the drainage grate. Looks to be in good shape. Some cracking around the base. Continue here. And we are at next light post. Looks to be in good shape. And you can see the curb itself has some tire rub. The paint's starting to crack. Nearing the far west side of the employee lot. Again, the curb, you can see some cracking there. Paint is rubbed off. See the terminal there beyond the lot. And the roadway just on the other side of that grass. We'll go ahead and continue. We are facing to the south, kind of weaving our way through the lot. You can see the curb here. That's a long-term lot there on the other side of the road, and then the short-term lot there entering the picture now, with the terminal behind it. Now looking at the curb itself, you can see paint rubbed off, looks like a few cracks, just highly weathered. Go ahead and we're going to continue back to the east. And we're back to the light post that we did capture a few moments ago. It's good condition. The curb itself, a few nicks and scrapes, no major cracks. And back to that drainage grate as well. Alright, that's center median there. Starting to miss some paint, a few chips. And you can see the curb there is heavily worn. And then again facing back to the south. And let's take a look here at this curb. Employee parking are only painted there. Looks to be in good condition. Parking stops in good condition. A few chips. Those have been painted over. Alright, headed back to the west. You can see that curb. A few tire rubs, nicks. Another light pole. Also in good condition. And we're just kind of snaking our way through the parking lot. I'd say we're about halfway through, so we're in the middle of the lot. And you're starting to see here, you can see in the picture, some red diamond reflective stoppers, I would say, in line with the parking stops. And so a few of them you can see there are bent over. Overall, they look to be in pretty good shape. But something to note, we're in that row. Parking stops are all in good shape. You can see this last one here is bent over. Kind of hard to see. And then the curb itself, some paint's missing, looks a little bit weathered. And then again with the red reflective diamonds. A few of them are a little unlevel, but for the most part they're straight up and down. We are approaching the road once again on the far west side of our lot. So you can see the curb line there. Again, long-term parking on the other side of the road. And we'll go ahead and work our way south. You can see the big airport entry sign. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn back to the east. So you can see back with those diamonds again. We're going to go ahead and pan back to the north. There's the terminal, the rest of the employee lot. And we'll go ahead and we'll proceed here to the east, filming the northeastern side of this row. Again, the diamonds are in good shape, the red diamonds. Parking stops appear to be in pretty good shape, a little bit weathered. And the curb coming up here, paint is missing a few small cracks, but nothing major on that island. Again, that first diamond there looks like it might have been backed into. And then a few of them are unlevel, but for the most part appear to be in good shape. You can see a few of the signs have one or two of the reflectors missing or damaged. And we're back at a light pole. You can see light pole is in good shape. Here's the center island. It is missing a little bit of paint, does have a few cracks you can see there. And there's a curb, looks like a little bit of tire rub. We'll go ahead and proceed here to the far east side of the project, this lot. And this is the turn to go ahead and come in and to exit. And so you can see there a couple more of the diamonds so that people do not go straight. A little area with a few palm trees, another light pole that's in good condition. And then if you follow this curve, there is 3 more parking spots as well as the entry gates. And then over here by the entry gates there's a drain. And so you can see the curve is cracked and weathered. At the entry gate you can see that the reflective tape's already falling off there. You can see that the fob pole is held up by zip ties. The concrete itself, that does have a few cracks. You can see a few tire rubs. This far one looks like to be an exit, which you can see the paint's kind of chipping off the top. The bottom corner of that box is rusted. And then there's the electric box here. Looks to be in good shape. And the curb leading up to it is missing paint. Nothing major. Here's the back side of the entry, which just appears to be a little more worn. Concrete base itself looks to be in pretty good shape. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get this exit, the back side here of the exit. And it looks to be in pretty good shape, just a little bit weathered, and there is a drainage grate here on the right side as well. You can see, looks to be in good shape. And so we'll go ahead and we'll continue to follow this curb all the way around. those 3 parking spots. And then once again, the sharp left curve going into the lot. And so we're coming here on the back side of the lot itself. And so you can see that fenced in area and the grass area just beyond the curb line. And so this curb, you can see, looks to be in good shape. And then back where we just came from here, a little bit of overgrowth, terminal straight ahead. And so we're going to continue walking here to the southwest. This is nearing the most southern portion of the employee lot. And so you can see the curb. Looks to be in good shape, just a little bit of tire rub. It's pretty weathered. The asphalt itself, some cracking. Another island here on the right side, so it's going to be on the north side of this back area. And then here to my left, which is going to be the far south side, you can see the curb line there. Looks to have some scrapes, no major cracks, some minor cracks, and then heavily weathered and worn. You can see there that there is a pothole forming there in the asphalt beneath that palm tree, and then another drainage grate. So this is the first drainage grate you come to after that entrance exit, and we're going to go ahead and walk down this line of cars. So directly to my right, we do have an island that has 2 palm trees on it. You can see the curb is in fairly good shape. The paint is nicked. There's some tire rub, and then it looks heavily worn. And then to my left, we have another island, and you can see there that one does have a few cracks. The paint is chipped off, rubbed off, some tire scrape, and 3 palm trees there. So we'll go ahead and we'll walk to the west. And you can see the curb line to my left. Once again, tire rub, missing paint. And then to my right, we are at another light pole, which you can see the light pole and the curb itself look to be in good shape. Some paint scraped off, some tire rub, and then some overgrown weeds. But the pole itself looks to be in good shape. And so continuing on here, asphalt looks to be in pretty good shape. Just very worn. You can see the stop sign painted over twice. And then we're coming up to the airport rental car return terminal parking sign, the big metal sign, which you can see is in good shape. The concrete base, let's go ahead and take a look at for you. It does have some scraping. You can see the corners are chipped. It's definitely worn. Some rust stains on there. But the pole themselves look to be in good shape. Look to be in very good shape. And then in front of that there is a drain, so that's in good shape too. So looking at the curb line going towards the end of the parking lot, you can see the tire rub, the missing paint, but overall it looks to be in fairly good shape. And we are walking to the south. We are on the far southwestern side of the employee parking lot. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to film this last area here, the most southern part of this lot. And so we are beginning to face to the east. And so walking here to the east, there is another drainage grate. It does have some paint on it. And so you can see all of those different paint marks. Some more paint and survey lines throughout this area of the lot. And then we are coming up to that center island that had the 3 palm trees. And I did want to make note there is a large crack here on this corner, so the western corner of that island. And so looking here at the curbs facing to the south, everything is heavily worn. Some minor cracking on several of these, you can see there. And then just in front of this island there's another hole. It's like a monitoring hole. And then we'll continue to follow here the curb line, once again on the furthest area that's the south of this parking lot, the southernmost part of this lot. And then directly to my right, we have an island with 3 palm trees and a light pole. The light pole looks to be in good shape. The base is a little bit worn. You can see the curb there itself. It does have some missing paint, some cracking. Yeah, some minor cracks throughout. And then directly behind that island we have another drain, another graded drain with some spray paint. And so just capturing the far southwestern side of this lot. You can see the road. There's the St. Pete Clearwater International Airport concrete sign. Terminal parking, car return sign, terminal beyond that, and we're looking north into the employee parking lot. Panning to the northeast. So that is the employee parking lot here on Tuesday, December the 19th. And we'll go ahead and we'll pause filming here. We'll move on to the next phase. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, December the 20th, and we are on site here at Clearwater St. Pete Airport, and we're beginning filming this morning. It is 9:16 a.m. and I am in the first parking lot, the express parking lot, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started. So just for orientation purposes, you can see that the terminal is there on the right. This is the northeastern side of our project. And we're going to go ahead and start here at the handicap parking area in this lot. And so you can see the fence is in good shape. Signs are a little bit crooked, but the concrete as well does have a few minor nicks and scrapes, a few cracks. Parking stops are just a little old and weathered. And we are traveling here to the west. So we are on the northwest side of this parking lot. Again, the fence looks to be in great shape. Concrete's in relatively good shape too, just a few nicks and scrapes along the way. And we'll stop so we can capture this curb here for you. Curb itself is in good shape. And there's a drainage grate you can see there. Again, picking up with the fence, the ramp there. The fence is in good shape. Parking stops appear to be in pretty good shape, just pretty old and weathered. And you can see the curb there, pretty scraped up, otherwise it's in fairly good shape. Fence is continuing to be in good shape. Stop sign post, everything is in good shape. Go ahead and you can see there the exit signs. Here's the toll plaza, and we are on the far northwest side here of the project. we'll begin working our way back around here. So you can see the lot's fairly empty here this morning. Asphalt itself is pretty cracked. We're going to work our way back to the first row, and we'll kind of weave our way through the lot. You can see the asphalt is heavily cracked here, and we are walking to the east towards the most northeastern corner of this lot. And we're heading towards that first light pole, so the one closest to the terminal, just in front of, you can see the handicap signs. And so looking at the post appears to be in pretty good shape. You can see it is scraped a little bit there on the bottom concrete. However, the post itself is in pretty good shape. Again, pretty good shape there for that light post. And this is the one closest to the handicap area. Alright, so we're going to resume where we started here. So where that white fence starts closest to the boarding area. You can see there is this big water valve. Missing paint, otherwise looks to be in pretty good shape. Sidewalk's in good shape. You can see there the curb looks to be in all right condition. Posts aren't exactly straight here on this section, and you can see the parking stops look to be pretty good shape. And then looking there at the concrete walkway, looks to be fairly new. The new trash can there and a drainage grate, that looks to be in good shape. Alright, so go ahead and we'll continue here. We are on the far northeastern side of this project. So here is, you can see the terminal in the background, that curb and the concrete pathway. Let's take a look here at these posts. There's a good image there. They are spray painted as well. Alright, so taking a look, you can see the water meter marked as well as the water line. And then the curb and those parking stops. A few of the parking stops are cracked. You can see that the sprinklers have run. There's standing water here in the area. There's your drainage grate. Curb with some tire rub. And another light pole there. And you can see it's in good shape. And here is the entry into this lot. So you can see there's a little bit of tire rub on the curbs. You can get those parking stops as well. Some cracks there. And then we're at somewhat the entry here. There's a drain. You can see the gates. Let's get you a good shot of those real quick. So looking at the curb and the gates, the curb does have some rub on it. The machines here look to be in fairly good shape. The poles look to be in good shape. There's the back side of these ones. You can see the concrete actually looks to be in pretty good shape as well. And then you can see right now no overnight parking sign. Big scrape in that concrete. And there's out into the lot. The entry in here. And then here is the far side of this lot, these machines, which also look to be in pretty good shape. There's your fire hydrant. Look down the concrete sidewalk there, as well as the ramp right at the toll station. We'll go ahead and we'll get continue here in this lot. Alright, so we'll continue straight across to the next light pole. This will be our third light pole. And this one is going to be basically in the middle of the lot. Again, you can see the lot is fractured. There are a lot of cracks here in the concrete or in the asphalt. And there's a drainage grate near the base of this light post. So there's the light pole itself. You can see the blue tape. It looks to be in good shape. The drain there is also in good shape. Alright, so you can see the lot itself. And we'll go ahead and we'll work our way back over to this next light pole, which is near the entry of the lot. Where you go to take your ticket to park in the lot itself. So there is that light pole. You can see at the base there, a bit of a drop before that plate, and the light pole itself looks to be in pretty good shape. And then we'll follow this curb along here. So you can see just some paint starting to go missing, some minor cracks in there. Go ahead and skip over to here. We are where the road starts to come around. And so we'll follow this parking lot across. There's a few cracks. And then right here at this sign, there's also an electrical panel box, which looks to be in good shape. And then to the right of that, the sign for the airport. And then just in front of that, there's also this light pole. So the sign itself says short-term parking, so that's the lot that we're filming here. And then there's the light pole, which you can see is in good shape. And then we'll continue that around. You can see the sign here, exit terminal with the arrows turned a little bit. Parking stops appear to be in pretty good shape. Concrete curb does have some cracks and some fracturing from it. And there is the electrical box there. Continuing here, we are almost to the sign at the entrance to the parking areas. You can see there in the background, there's another light pole. Concrete looks a little worn there. Pole itself looks to be in good shape. Another drainage grate there. You can see the post going over the roadway, looks to be in good shape. Curb all the way around. Tire rub on there. And then we're back over to where you pay to get out of this lot. There's the stop sign. Alright, so there is the toll plaza where you would pay. Go ahead and show you that. You can see the sidewalk as we walk here looks to be in good shape. The plaza itself looks to be in good shape. The post, you can see it does have a scrape near the bottom there. Looks to be in fairly good shape. And then the post here says cash or credit card. Looks to be in good shape as well. Concrete base is fine. The toll machines look to be in good shape. The concrete there is also in good shape. There are the post. Some tire rub, but besides that, everything is in good shape, as you can see there. And then we're at the end of this express lot. Alright, so now we are at the permitted vehicle only lot. We're going to go ahead and get that filmed here for you. So we're at the entrance to the lot. And we'll go ahead and get that curb as well. So you can see some cracking in the curb, some tire rub, some missing paint. And there's that permitted vehicle only sign. So you can see the curb there as well as the entry. And so you can see that keypad is leaning already. And then the box itself that lifts the arm looks like it's been run into and is taped back together. The box itself looks to be okay. And then the curb throughout that area has been rubbed. There's a lot of tire rubs, some scrapes, and then that middle section is cracked throughout. And so we'll go ahead and we'll proceed into the lot. And so there's a lot of tire rub here on the curb itself. And so you can see the terminal there in the background, and that's going to be your baggage claim and arrivals area. The curb itself does have a lot of missing paint, some cracks, and a lot of scrapes. And so this that you're seeing now, that road is the entry exit to the airport itself. And then here directly to my left, which is going to be facing to the east, we have a new light pole, or a light pole, and a trash can, which both look to be in good condition. And then we'll go ahead and we'll continue this curb all the way around this lot. So you can see there's the taxi queue sign, which is in good shape. The curb itself is very scraped, weathered, and worn. And you can see there on the left side of our screen, we do have that grate. There's a large chunk of concrete missing there on the side closest towards the building. I'll go ahead and continue here. And you can see that concrete area, which looks to be in pretty good shape, highly weathered. Some cracking here in the curb itself. The lot itself is in okay condition. Some shrubbery there. You can see the cone here. And then back to the sidewalk. And we are in the taxi queue lane. And again, another view of that airport exit sign, which is in good condition. And then we'll go ahead and we'll follow this curb. Curb's in good shape. You can see that concrete there. A lot of missing paint as you get closer to the building. A lot of tire scrape. You can see the building itself there. We'll follow this curb all the way around. There's a little drain. Another drain. We'll go ahead and get close up of this building here for you. So here is the exit door, trash can, pillar, as well as the sidewalk, which all look to be in pretty good shape. Bike rack. And you can see the caulking along the base of the building is cracked all the way throughout, as was on the front of the building. There's your electrical boxes. And you can see a large concrete box or wall here. And there's that metal plate with the corner already raised. And then now we're facing to the west, painting to the southwest. You can see there is a light pole there, which is in good shape. You have your water boxes, the curb there, pipes. The curb is heavily worn, a lot of tire scrape, several cracks throughout there. And then trash can. Some more cracking. We'll go ahead and facing towards the west now, back to the northwest. We'll go ahead and get this concrete wall here for you. There are drains at the bottom, several places, several cracks. You can see the cinder blocks. Some run there. Turn this corner over by the courtesy shuttles only reserve parking. You can see a lot more fracturing and cracking. All on this wall, a lot of fracturing and cracking. So this is going to be on the northernmost side of this wall. Heavily cracked throughout. There are parking stops which appear to be in pretty good shape. Some more drains here at the bottom. And then we'll continue walking our way to the west. And there's that drain that we mentioned a little bit earlier. And then we're getting into the electrical boxes. All your utilities here. And there is a large dent you can see there between those two panels. Some more cracking here on these walls as well. The yellow stops here are all in good shape. There's a couple trash cans back here. You can see the boxes themselves are in okay condition, not level. The concrete is all right. There's some scraping you can see at the edge of each of those. And there's a pole right beyond that that looks to be in good shape. And then we're going to pick up here with some green fencing. So we'll follow this all the way around. It's your recycling area. Parking stops look to be pretty good. Barbed wire at the top of these fences. And there's another light pole you can see there, which is in pretty good shape. You can see the base there. And then continuing along with that green fence, and we'll pick up the curb as well. So the green fence looks to be in good shape. You can see the fire hydrant there tilting to the right. It does look like there is also your water there. And then at the corner here, an electrical box that is cracked and leaning to the left. And so looking at this curb itself is heavily cracked, heavily worn, a lot of paint missing, and that's leading out to the exit. So you can see the sign for rental car return, the stop sign. This is the exit. And then to the left here is the entrance. So you can see where the bar has been taped back together. There's the center median with the large cracks, some tire rub there on that center median, and the asphalt's heavily cracked as well. And so looking at that traffic, that's the traffic in and out of the airport. You can see the exit sign there, and then there's that green fencing. So now we are at the exit to the rental car area. So straight past all of those cars is the terminal, panning into the rental car lot. You can see here on the right, entering the shot, there's the sign for rental car, National Enterprise in Alamo. And we're gonna go ahead and we'll start at the front of the lot and kind of work our way through. And so we are facing here to the east. We are on the northwest side of this lot. And again, we're at the exit to the rental car lot. And so starting here, there's the right turn only stop sign with a light pole. Light pole is in good shape. And then we'll follow this curb all the way around till we get to the main lot. So the curb itself is missing a lot of paint. There's a drain there to the left of the curb, and then a no parking sign that's leaning over. Curb you can see coming up is heavily cracked, fractured, very beat up. And so we are to the Avis budget cars. You can see they're starting with sign 15. A lot of these signs are pushed over. So we'll go ahead and we'll show you that. So you can see the cracks there in the curb. The bumps are all over the place. The signs are not straight. A lot of them are pushed over different ways. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue here. So there is, you can see a bit of an island. Concrete's in pretty good shape. You can see that Avis sign pushed all the way over. And we're continuing to the east. You can see the parking stops, the asphalt, and those signs. All of the signs are pretty unlevel and bent over. Coming up on our next island, you can see the island itself. Some tire rubs, missing paint. And we're to the Enterprise cars. So we'll take a look here. So you can see there's the Enterprise signs, the parking stops. To the left here we do have a drain. And then there's that white utility. Concrete itself looks to be in pretty good shape. Go ahead and take a look at that sidewalk for you. Sidewalk itself is in good shape. You see the parking stops and those signs to our right. And we're coming up here on the rental car booth, so you can see the signs there. So there's the booth. The concrete base there is cracked. The booth itself looks to be in pretty good shape. There's some cracking here again at the base. Cracking at the base, you can see the air conditioner as well. The filter is dented. And then we're into the National cars. So to get you a shot down the curbway there. There's the curb. You can see it's not exactly straight, does have some cracking. The signs as well are not exactly straight. And there are parking stops in this area as well. So we are in front of those National cars. Just for reference, walking to the east. Asphalt is heavily cracked. And we're through the Emerald Club, and now we're in the National 1 through, looks like 5. And coming up on a fence here. So this is the fence separating the long-term lot and the rental car lot. So So there's the fence itself, which does look to be in pretty good shape. Now when you get a little towards the middle, you can see that there is a post leaning over and the fence is sagging just in front of that drain. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn and kind of walk our way through the rest of this rental car lot. So you can see the Alamo signs there, as well as the light pole. And the light pole does have the letter B in green on it. Pole is in good shape. Those Alamo signs are leaning over, don't appear to be straight. And so we'll go ahead and we'll walk down that row for you. Again, there's that light pole that we just referenced with B in green on it. Looks like there might be a ray as well behind the B. That pole is in good shape. And we'll get these signs throughout the lot here. You can see the cracking in the asphalt, those signs that are at all different heights and leaning all different directions. So that's the end of the Alamo cars, heading into the Enterprise cars, starting at 10. And continuing on here. And we're coming up on another island. And there's a trash can at the corner, a lot of tire rub on that island. You can see the light pole with another B on it and a ray, and looks to be in good shape. And we're in the Avis budget cars now. Continuing here to the west, approaching the northwesternmost side here of the lot, and there is another island with a trash can, and you can see the curb itself with a lot of tire rub. Back to the Avis budget rental car signs, and then we're approaching here the exit to the rental car lot. So you can see here where we began filming, that area of curb. Back to the Avis budget starting at 15. And then there is another light pole here. The end of this row with B and ray on it, going straight up, and looks to be in good shape as well. The curb missing paint, does have some tire rub on it. I'll go ahead and follow that curb around. So there's that exit median that you can see. A lot of tire rub there. The stop sign. And there's the entrance to the airport, the entrance to the rental car lot. You can see that curb. We'll go ahead and film here this center median. You can see the sign there for Hertz, trash can, and then we're in the Hertz line of vehicles. And that curb is heavily worn, paint missing, and some tire rub there. And so let's get you a shot of the curb in front of these cars. So you can see just a short little bit, there is a crack there, and then there's a drain as well a little bit forward. You can see those signs are all pushed over, every different direction. Continuing here to the west, you can see that island coming up. We are in the Hertz line of cars. Trash can there, some paint missing, very weathered and worn center median here. And then continuing on with the Hertz area. And getting into the National Enterprise Alamo car return area. So you can see that center median there with the weathered paint, the light pole, and then continuing around here, more posts. There's a drain there. Again, we are in the car return area, coming up on the Alamo area. There's Alamo return number 30, or car number 30. Continuing through here, a lot of cracks in the asphalt. Light pole coming up here. This is going to be B green again with the ray on it. Looks to be in good shape. Asphalt is cracked through here, still in the Alamo cars. And we're back to that fence. So you can see that's pushed over rail there. And then those signs as well, looking straight down, all over the place. And then the asphalt and the one-way with the fence sign. So we'll go ahead and do our best here. There is a fence on the other side. I don't see any damage so far. Also some Alamo car signs that are bent every different direction. Some more Alamo signs. You can see the fence through there. It looks to be in good shape. And we'll be able to get the other side of it here when we get the long-term lot. So we're coming up here on another center median. You can see the trash can. There's a light pole C with a shark. It's a green C with a shark. And you can see the curb there does have some cracking, missing some paint. The pole itself is in good shape. And then you can see the storm drain and then the fence again with car return. And then we'll get the remaining of the fence here, which all looks to be in pretty good shape. There's another median, which is in pretty good shape, just has some tire rub on it. Fence is in good shape. These signs are okay. You can see there are a couple of missing signs. The fence is in good condition. Coming up on another island there. You can see the tire rub, a few cracks, as well as another light pole with a C, green C and a shark, which is also in pretty good shape. You can see that there. It's also in good shape. And then continuing on here with the fence, we're getting towards the end of the rental car lot, toward the entrance of the lot. So we are walking here to the to the west. We're on the northwest side of this lot. You can see there some scrapes and tire rub on the paint. And there is the light pole. See, the base looks like it's been scraped as well. The pole itself looks to be in good shape. Green C with a shark. And then this is the entrance of that lot. So you can see that Alamo sign, mobile sign, as well as a car return sign. There is that center median that divides the entry and exit into the lot itself, the rental car lot. And there's the curb leading into the lot, which is missing paint, does have some cracks and chips, as well as that asphalt. You can see that divide there. So that's going to conclude here filming of the rental car lot. Alright, so now we're going to begin filming the long-term parking area. So you can see there's the entrance signs into the airport and that curb, and then we are at the entrance to the long-term lot. So we're on the north side of the long-term lot, facing to the south. And this is facing to the west. So we'll go ahead and we'll start here with the entrance to the lots themselves. And so here is the parking lot rate schedule. You can see the toll arms, the ticket arms, which look to be fairly new. And there's the ticket boxes, which are also new. And you can see the sign behind the long-term parking sign. Looks like it's helping to kind of hold it up. And we'll go ahead and proceed into the lot. You can see the curb itself is pretty worn. There's some missing paint and some tire rub. And then when you walk in, there is a light sign with a B with the ray on it, which is in good shape, that one-way sign. And then here is looking back into that entrance. So you can see the tire rub on that curb. The concrete itself looks to be pretty good where those bases are for the arm and the ticket machine. And so we'll go ahead and we're going to walk to the west in the lot. So we're in the northwest side of the long-term parking lot. And so when you go in the lot, you're going to turn right, and this is your immediate right. There's a small area kind of in front of the rest of the lot. So looking here into the lot, and get these curbs for you. Curbs in good shape. Both sides, there's the cart. And then we're going to face here. This is the most northern section of the lot next to the road. So you can see the curbs in pretty good shape there, as well as the pole for entry into the lot. So this is the pole with the signs that help you navigate where you want to go. So there are parking stops as well through here. Here's a concrete area which looks to be in pretty good shape. There is that crack there. And then there's another light pole which is in good shape. So we'll continue here to the next row and get this fence. So here's the other side of the fence. Beyond the fence is the rental car area. You can see the dip here in the asphalt as well as the fence. And then we're going to go ahead and move towards the south in this lot. So we're along that fence dividing the rental car area and the long-term parking area. And so you can see the light pole with C and a green shark on it, which looks to be in pretty good shape. And there's the base as well, which everything looks to be pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to follow the fence that divides the long-term parking area and the rental car area to the west. We're going to follow that as far as we can take it. So we're going to walk to the west here, and you can see the asphalt is heavily cracked. You can see a few patches. The fence looks to be in pretty good shape. Asphalt is cracked, and we're coming up on the light pole C with the shark that was in the middle of the rental car area. So here is the median with that light pole, which you can see is in good shape, and a couple utility holes. And there's that fence dividing the two lots. We'll go ahead and continue on here. Again, walking to the west. We're on the northwest side. So So there's that fence that's in very good shape. And you can see another center median, some paint rub, but overall in pretty good shape. And then there's that fence picking back up with those signs, the rental car signs. You can see here is a missing sign there, a couple of missing signs. Coming up on the green sea with a shark as well. And another median, which you can see a couple small cracks there, some tire rub, some weathering, but overall it looks like it is in good shape. And then again, the fence. And coming up, this is the end of the fence coming up, as well as the end, beginning and end of the rental car lot. So you can see that median there, a couple cracks in the concrete. And then the light pole there. And then you can see the parking stops are in pretty good shape. And then we are at the far northwest corner of the lot. And so you can see here we have the sign that shows you St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater beaches. Looking at the posts themselves, look to be in pretty good shape. And there's that green fence that we followed a little bit earlier, which you can see. And so we'll follow this curb. We'll continue to follow it here. There's some cracking in the asphalt. And then we'll kind of weave our way back through the lot. So we are walking towards Roosevelt, and over to our right you can see there's the light that allows you to enter the airport, exit the airport, and Roosevelt is the cross street there. And then you can see the sign for Fairchild directly in front of us. So we'll continue here. Now we're facing to the south. So here is the light pole on the far side of that long-term lot. And you can see the curb as well as the asphalt through here. Curb is heavily cracked and weathered. A few tire scrapes. And then we're coming up on electrical pole. So you can see there X135, X31, and there's looks like an 8 and 4, which looks to be in pretty good shape. And then to the left of that pole is another one, X3142, which you can see the base of it does look like it has a little bit of wrapping there. Some scrapes. There is a loose wire. I'll follow those wires here for you, which those wires are good. So looking at the poles themselves, look to be in okay condition. As well as this curb area directly in front of the poles. So now we're at another light pole. This is F, and it is on the far west side of the project. We are facing to the south. So green F with a dolphin. And that pole, it looks to be in pretty good shape, as well as the curb around it. And we are walking towards the east here. You can see the tire rub on that as well. And we'll follow this back towards Roosevelt. So we're at the long-term lot nearest Roosevelt in the most western corner, walking towards the south. So you can see the curb here, which all looks to be in pretty good shape. There's Roosevelt directly in front of us. And then there is a grate here that looks to be in pretty good shape. And then we're just going to kind of walk our way zigzag through the lot here. So you can see there is an island with some tire scrapes, a few cracks on the concrete, and there's a light pole here. This one does not have any signs on it, but does look to be in good shape. And you can see that sign pole directly in front of it is leaning. It is an exit sign pole, but the curb itself looks to be in pretty good shape. And directly in front of that, there is another island. And this one is empty, doesn't have anything in it, but does look to be in pretty good shape. It is just highly weathered with some weeds here, but overall in pretty good shape, some missing paint. And working directly north, we're walking north now, there's another light pole with D and a crab, which looks to be in good shape. Curbs as well look to be in good shape, just pretty weathered. Some tire scrape on there. And here's the other side of that light pole. We're going to go ahead and go to the next island, walking here to the east. And so directly to our left we have the rental car area. We're in the long-term lot here. Walking to the east, about to turn to our south. So you can see the island there, some tire scrapes. That pole is leaning to the left. Pole is leaning to the left. It is an exit sign, blue exit sign on that pole. Concrete itself does have some cracks here on the curb, some paint missing and some tire scrapes. Moving to E, again walking to the south, some tire rub there on the curb, some cracking, and the light pole looks to be in good shape. Curbs here are a little bit weathered and worn. Some tire scrapes. Moving to the next island. Again, Roosevelt is that back street. Some tire rubs, some cracking in the concrete here on the curbs. And then you can see the curb there in front of Roosevelt with those tire stops, and asphalt is cracked. Looks like the curb itself is in pretty good shape. Tire stops are in pretty good shape. It is weathered. Some cracking there in the asphalt. You can see a little bit of cracking there on the curb, as well as some tire rub. Alright, so this is going to be the eastern long-term lot. You can see on the other side of that grass there's a western long-term lot. Or goodness, we are in the western, over there is the eastern. So we're going to go ahead and turn and walk our way back through these islands as well. So you can see that storm manhole. There's the curbs, there's the F light pole. Some tire scrapes here as well on this next island. We are walking to the north. A few cracks. There's definitely some weathering. Walking towards the north, directly in front of us is that remote rental lot. We are in the long-term lot. Another light pole D with the crabs. Again, some paint missing, a few cracks and scrapes there. So to our left you can see is that rental lot. We're walking towards the exit of the long-term lot. And this is towards the east. can see there the rental lot, and here's the long-term lot. The exit sign there. Some tire rub here on this median. Some scraping. And then right back over here with some tire rub. And this is going to be the grass that divides that east and west long-term lot. And you can see that little grass median over there as well, which is in good shape. Just some paint missing. All right. Go ahead and take a quick break here. All right, so picking back up here, we are entering the larger section of the long-term lot, facing to the east. You can see that street beyond this lot is Roosevelt, so you can see that cross traffic over there. And so we're going to go ahead and proceed to the south. So we're following this curb around, and we're going to work our way back towards the front of the lot. So this curb looks to be in pretty good shape. It is cracked, pretty cracked and weathered. Asphalt is pretty cracked as well. So you can see that there. I'm going to stop here in the corner behind this truck. You can see some paint there, as well as some stakes, and then a large crack there in the concrete. So weaving our way back through the lot. So you can see there is a light post to our left with F and a dolphin on it, which is in good shape. Asphalt is heavily cracked. The curbs are cracked and weathered. Gonna kind of split the middle here. Roosevelt is the street there on the right. Again, the asphalt's cracked, the curbs are cracked and weathered. Coming up on another light pole here on our left, and this is going to also have F, green F with a dolphin on it, and that is in pretty good shape. And then we'll continue here. Some cracking there in the curb. Asphalt is cracked. You can see the signs here for exiting the lot. Some cracking there in the asphalt. There's a storm drain right here that we did just pass. So you can see that, as well as the manhole there. And then continuing on our way to the east on the last row of this long-term lot. And we're back here with the curve that has 5 palm trees and a light pole. So you can see the light pole there, which is in good shape. The curb looks to be in pretty good shape. There's some cracking in it, some chips, some tire rub here. Some rubs along both sides here. And then you can see that bent over exit sign. And I'm going to pause here. We do have another entrance into the airport. So you can see this area is not used any longer. Area of asphalt, overgrown, cracked, a couple electrical boxes there, and then you have the sign for the airport. And then there's that fire hydrant. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue here. A couple parking stops to our right. Concrete, you can see, holds standing water. It's growing shrubbery there on the asphalt. And then just past those 4 parking spots, there is pole number 55. It's an older pole with a concrete base. And you can see the curb all around it is cracked. The pole itself does have B127414 on it, but it is in good shape. You can see the back side of that sign for the airport, as well as the meter box and those utility boxes, all of which are in good shape. And this is directly to the east of the lot. So you can see there's the drive into the airport, 9012 on that stake. And there's the base of our pole, and here's our curb. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn back to the west, continue zigzagging through the lot. All right, so to our right, we're coming on another light pole. This one is D, does have a crab on it, and looks to be in good shape as well. And then we'll continue here towards the exit of the long-term lot, and you'll see another pole, electric pole here on our left, which you're starting to see pretty good there. Which you can see is in pretty good shape. And then you can see the exit sign there for the lot, and the exit sign there. We're going to go ahead and continue to split the aisles. Coming up on another light pole here on the right, which you can see the asphalt is completely cracked throughout the lot. And there is light pole D with a crab again, which you can see pretty well there. Looks to be in good shape. And then we'll continue here to the west. Asphalt is cracked. Another light pole here to our left, which is going to be E, and it does have fish on it. There's the pole, which is in good shape. And then there'll be one more pole here on our right before we turn to go down the next row. Here on our right is a D with a green crab and a pole. There's that, also in good shape. And back with the asphalt that is heavily cracked. All right, so we are looking into the part of the lot that we did already film. So this is the separation between the the east and the west lot. We are in the east side, and there's the median there, which looks to be in pretty good shape. And looking into the rental car lot, and turning back here to the east to continue through this long-term lot. So you can see the light pole here on the right that we did just film. It's D with a green crab on it, which looks to be in pretty good shape. And then we'll continue here. On our left is a light pole with a C and a shark. We did film a little bit earlier, so it is in good shape as well. Then continuing through the lot, there is a drain here in the middle, which looks to be in good shape. Just past the drain to the right, which is on the south side here, is another light pole, D, and a crab on it, which you can see the base is a little bit chipped there. And we'll continue. And we're towards the middle of the lot. This is the exit and entrance of the lot. So you can see the signs there on our right and on our left, showing the exit. And then we'll continue here, walking to the east. Oh, and there is a light pole here to our left. And this is C with a shark, a green shark, which is in good shape. Asphalt is all cracked. Here on the right, we have another green D crab, which is in good shape. You can see directly in front of us we have yellow gates, which are highly weathered, a little uneven, no parking on the grass sign with a shallow curb. But you can see the curb there is in okay condition. You can see there's an exit that's currently not being used with a fence. All of that appears to be in pretty good shape. Do not enter signs are leaning a little bit there. The curb itself is chipped and cracked. And so we're facing towards the airport there. You can see the curb, heavily weathered and worn. Stop sign there is in good shape. And we're continuing here back to the west. On our right, we do have another light pole. It's another B with the Stingray, which is in good shape. See the base there. And then continuing here, we have the C with the green shark, which is in good shape as well. We just captured the other side a few moments ago. All right, and then there's the entrance into the lot. Here is curb with some tire rub on it. And then we'll continue our last pass here of the long-term lot before we get the booth itself. You can see a light pole there, which is in good shape. Turning back here to the east, and we have that B light pole. This is the other side of that B light pole. Which is in pretty good shape as well. And then we're going to go ahead and get the final area here of the lot. So you can see that curb, which looks to be in pretty good shape, just some tire wear. The curb there also has some cracks and chips. No parking sign laned over. Here is the chipped concrete. And then we are at the handicap parking area at the front here of the long-term lot. So you can see those posts are pretty old and weathered. Concrete itself is pretty weathered and worn. And then you can see the road there on our right-hand side. So there's the post, there's the curb. The curb's in okay condition, some cracking throughout. The concrete sidewalk here is in okay condition, does have some cracks. These parking stops are missing some paint. And then there's that first light pole directly beside the tower. So we'll go ahead and we'll finish up with this booth. So you can see the ramp there. There's a large divot in the concrete. The railing is in pretty good shape. Here's the exit. Those are in good shape as well. You can see the ticket booth. All of that's in pretty good shape. Everything looks to be in pretty good shape. The building's in pretty good shape as well. The concrete does have some tire rub, some missing pieces there in the center. And then you can see the curb here, which is in pretty good shape. going down into the lot. So this is, again, the long-term parking area. The building is in good shape. A lot of missing paint on the concrete itself. You can see the patchwork here, but otherwise the building is in good shape. The awning is in good shape. The concrete surrounding all of this is in pretty good shape, besides the missing paint and tire rub.